Hi, my name is Cecilia Fox, and that is another episode of Art Sandwich, in which I talk about my artistic practice while eating dinner. So, I haven't done these videos for almost like 2 months. I think the last I did like end of the summer, and so I just try to give some quick updates. And yeah, I really like doing these videos, but I sometimes just feel very like overwhelmed, and it hasn't been my priority. But yeah, I really enjoyed summer. I was like working a lot in my studio. I was like working on my website. I was really happy about it. Now I'm also not happy anymore, and I need to do like a lot of updates on it. On September I returned back to school. I'm on my final year. Yeah, it takes time to adjust with school because I'm just busy with all the other stuff. And yeah, so if we talk about some like, so today for dinner I'm having a smoothie. And some candies. I think first of all, like I really try to keep it short, but yeah, first of all, some of the like artistic failures. I will share some artistic failures and artistic successes. Like as a failure, I think one big thing was that I was really hoping to finish my like lecture series, A Cure for Art Education, for like 1st of September, because it was the like my 10-year anniversary of starting like art studies, and it felt like a very like fitting moment for that. But like I realized that I really needed to work more on it, and I really have had like a lot of new insights, but I was not able to finish that at the time. I think I'm really like, I'm still very excited about the project, but I'm really waiting some kind of like planets to align, like when I would publish it, because I think it just needed some more effort in it. I think also something that is also just, yeah, I think in general in life I feel quite like chaotic and overwhelmed, and I feel like it's very like dual, like this feeling has a lot of like duality. In some ways I feel like very happy and excited, and I have a lot of things going on, but in the other hand I feel also very like overwhelmed and chaotic, and I really have to find my like priorities and stuff, because also like going to school I really have to kind of like see like what is important, because I think in my head there is a lot of like plot twist. Like at first I wanted to like graduate with the work about like mental health, but now I have like some other ideas and stuff, and it's really kind of searching and finding and just kind of figuring stuff out, and it's just like really strange process. I think also lately something that I have learned about art is that sometimes you just kind of, I don't know, sometimes as an artist you wanna do like, oh, I'm gonna do this project is like installation, it's like 2 by 2 meters and stuff, but like sometimes it just doesn't feel right. Like sometimes as an artist you have to kind of like let go and just see where the things goes, and like I think lately I'm also trying to live like day by day, and then see like what opportunities and what things are coming around. I think if we talk about like the successes or things that I have, so I lately also started like making like a casting calls for my like dating show called Divorced and Desperate, and I'm really excited about it. I have right now had already 4 casting calls, and basically the project is that I want to create this like interview series which has like aesthetics of like a reality TV show, and which I talk about the topics, and it's also like there is like, I call them participants, but in some ways I also see them as like collaborators, and so yeah, I'm really trying to create this, and sometimes I also get very like overwhelmed by this whole project, because I'm like, oh, like is it even like realistic to do it and stuff, but I'm like just trying to, okay, I think one thing is also that sometimes like a project is so big and that I feel like, oh my god, it's not even realistic, and I just lately really feel like, okay, I have to go like step by step and see where it goes. And with this like my dating show Divorced and Desperate, like this is also something that probably takes more time than I hoped, but I'm really busy doing the first casting calls and it's like really like special. So so how the casting call looks is that like I meet the person, and this is really like more like you really see like behind the scenes, and this is very like vulnerable for me because the people who come to this casting course, they really see like behind the scenes of my like artistic practice and much more like vulnerable side of it, I think, and real side. Because so the casting call is that we first like I meet them, and then I always ask like, is it okay that I record like a voice record meeting, because it helps, but it's just for personal use, it's not for using it, or maybe later if they would be like for a final, maybe we can like, it's to document it. And then yeah, so no, I have really had some nice casting calls. It's very like vulnerable and emotional for me. I feel really, so yeah, I like if somebody is still like interested of participating, it's also, the thing is still open. I also have kind of like a secret list of people that I wanna invite, but I'm like also a bit hesitant. And I also wanna stress that even if you're interested but you're not sure, like it's also fine, because I actually have had like a 1 official rejection and 2 unofficial rejection, and there is right now like 3 people that I'm really excited about it. There is like I think 5 or 6 like interviews like scheduled for upcoming weeks. And one of the things is also that my intention is to make like 8 episodes, and each episode kind of focuses on a different like attraction type. But like right now it's also like a bit complicated that there is very obviously some attraction types are more popular than the others. So that's why I'm also even thinking like, okay, maybe I have to like have like, I don't know, maybe I have to even have some extra episodes or something. I don't know. I really hope to find some people for this. Yeah, and it has been really, and it is very vulnerable process for me, because I'm really like opening up my, I think I'm very conscious of like what I'm doing artistically. But also it is very vulnerable for me to like open up my like artistic practice, right, in that way, and let people kind of see behind the scenes of it. But it's also really exciting, and yeah, I'm really excited about how it develops further. Yeah, also I lately have felt like very all over the place, because I feel like there's so many projects that I want to work on that I don't know what is like important. I also have filmed like some videos that I haven't edited yet. I also had some difficulties with my computer. Like one video that I'm really sad that I haven't posted yet is like when I was in a vacation in Estonia, I had like an interview with my mom. It was really special. So I also hope to get into that. And yeah, I think lately more focus has gone also like in a comedy. Like I did this or like last month, like in September, I did 2 small comedy sets, one in English and one in Dutch. And I'm also now doing this weekend I do another comedy set, and I think comedy has also became surprisingly like a larger like a priority for me. I think something that like really fascinates me about comedy is, and I'm really seeing comedy for me as like a kind of like a artistic research, because in a comedy like you can like adapt and like play into different kind of tropes, and you like have this tension with the audience and see how they react to these tropes. And I think also comedy is really, what I learned from a comedy is also this like openness to fail and take risks, because I think like we live like in a world that is almost like a gas chamber of like what is allowed to say, and that you wouldn't offend somebody, that you wouldn't trigger somebody, what is politically correct and all these things. And it's sometimes like so much tension in the air, and I feel like comedy is the only place that you still can take these risks and really talk about things that maybe in real life we can't. I think also comedy role is also kind of like break like stigmas and like a societal stigmas and taboos, and I really see that comedy has this power, and that's why I'm really wanna also invest more time into like comedy and stuff, so that is also really important. One thing that happened was also that I joined like a collective of artists, like an artist collective called Arcade, which is like a playground for like art criticism, and we like organize these events that are kind of like performative and interactive and kind of say something about art. It is like I'm really excited about it. I'm really excited about like collaboration with them and being part of their team, and it has been very valuable for me. It was something that was on the air for the last half year, and now it became like official. With Arcade, we also have like in a 2nd of November we have like a first event together. Okay, I think I'm also gonna share the like inspiration of the week. So for me, the inspiration of the week is like the book called I Love Dick by Chris Kraus. And that was a book that I read over the summer, and it really like touched me in a very like personal level, because it deals with topics that are very relevant for my artistic practice as being like a female artist and dealing with personal topics. It's also, and her work is also about blurring the boundaries between the fiction and reality, and that is all really relevant. So I had like a lot of recognition for my own artistic practice. Also the story of this specific book also touched me in a very personal level. Like, so the book has kind of letters to this Dear Dick, and I'm also wanna use this kind of, so like my plan like my plan for this event is to make also kind of like a short movie in which I write like these letters that depict like a different like emotional states of like this emotional roller coaster of being like too attached to somebody, and that you create like a fake realities around it, and kind of dealing with this attachment towards somebody. And to really construct this so I'm like trying to, and I think that this work will be the most like vulnerable work that I have ever done, I think. And I'm really reflecting on some like personal topics, but it's also about a lot about being an artist and stuff, and also kind of reflecting on a book. I think in general why this book is a good example of like an inspiration of a week is also because this book, I think there was part of the books that I loved, there was part of the books that I hated, and there was part of the books that I was really confused about. And I think that is what like art does. I think sometimes we think that art should be like, or I don't know, something that I'm also really like, I don't know, I think sometimes I really feel, okay, I seriously have to take my medicine, but maybe so like I think okay, that is like a really realistic depiction of my life. Like I just feel so overwhelmed and chaotic and I don't even know what I say. Mm. But yeah, I think sometimes no, I think lately I also have realized that I'm not so like likable person, and sometimes I feel very like uncomfortable being so unlikable. But I also think sometimes that, okay, to be honest, like I'm trying to kind of like go to like a mantra of this week, because I think why this book was like so inspiring for me is like that I think as an artist, like your goal is not to be like likable or agreeable. Like I think as an artist, like I think art function oftentimes is kind of give a new perspective, provoke something emotionally, or kind of like pull the needle in some kind of direction, or like it's not about like being likable. Like if something is likable, it's not good. And I think that's why like this book like gives me like comfort of like not being likable. And I think like people who are unlikable are the people who make change. And sometimes I want to be liked, but sometimes I'm also trying to find comfort in not being liked. And yeah, so that's why for this week, like I wrote like a mantra. Okay, this week's mantra is quite dark. Being happy and likable is overrated. As artist, I find productivity in pain and suffering. Being happy and likable is overrated. As an artist, I find productivity in pain and suffering. Being happy and likable is overrated. As an artist, I find productivity and pain in suffering. I don't know why it got so dark. I guess it's just like autumn right now, and that's why like. But I think also, yeah, I think also this whole sentence has some kind of like contradiction in it, because of course I think I am also very much in process of kind of feeling happy and feeling comfortable with being happy, but at the same time I feel like that for me, like why I started doing art was, or like I feel like that art is kind of like a tool to find like a productivity in a pain and suffering. It gives like a meaning for the pain, like, and I think that is the main point of doing art. And then at first you do it just to kind of repair yourself, and then when you become like a real artist, then like an artist's pain resonates with the audience's pain, and that is where the like magic happens. So that's why like I feel that it's not about ending the suffering, but it's kind of finding like meaning in the suffering. And I think, yeah, I sometimes really struggle being happy, because I am happy right now, but I'm also like, okay, but what if something bad happens? And yeah, so that's why, yeah, okay, this episode was a bit confusing, but that is how my life is. And I hope you enjoyed it. And if you wanna see more videos of me, please subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you.